I just wanted to show you guys where I get some of my reference material inspiration. I started out my first book, Bueller's Backyard Boat Building. And George Bueller unfortunately passed away last year. Pretty good book. I bought this because I thought I would build a boat, and I wanted to build it, you know, as cheap as possible and as fast as possible. So the nice thing about it, some pictures, his ideas, also some plans for various sizes and types of boats. And then an updated version I picked up next, Bueller's Backyard Boat Building for the 21st century. Again, bit of an update from the first one. And some different designs in the back, also for free. The next book I picked up soon after the first two was The Boat Builder's Apprentice by Greg Rossell. Pretty good explanations of building techniques, lap strike versus carvel versus strip planking. Just a general overview using modern materials, some techniques on lofting, etc. So pretty good read. And that got me on to this one, the Boat Building Manual. This, basically my favorite book. Although it doesn't give you any plans specifically, talks through various types of construction, techniques, traditional and modern techniques. So I use this to do a bit of research before I get into taking Talitha apart to restore her and get her back in the water. After that, I started seeing hair shaft designs, reading about them, and I picked up a paperback copy of Sensible Cruising Designs, and I've tagged, of course, some of the pages in H28 because I almost picked up an H28 instead of Talitha. Pulled that one off, but basically small scale copies of the plans, and for a number of the boats in here, in the back of the book, they have blow-ups of the lofting tables. So you could actually build some of these boats direct from this. Herreshoff's book, not really a how-to, more a story about his philosophy, and then some of the lines, drawings, and scantlings for some of his yachts. All right, more recently, as in today, I received this book and 4 others. So Dinghy Cruising, I've given it a quick flip through. It's got some photos, some ideas about using smaller boats that you can tow behind your car to get out on the water and go cruising. So that gave me some inspiration as I thought about building a Haven 12.5 or another small dinghy in the sort of 14 to 18 foot range. Also got online, Tad Roberts' website has these free plans for a 23 foot exploration ketch, I believe. And so here's a quick flip through of the plans, and here's a couple photos of the one that was built. Okay, along with that, I picked up Ian Nicholson's 2 books, Yacht Designer's Notebook and a Yacht Designer's Sketchbook. A lot of great tips and hints. Ian Nicholson, of course, a naval architect in the UK. And so some good drawings and some good techniques and information on finishing the interior, on just maintaining a boat, traditional construction versus modern and fiberglass construction as well. So we got those 2. Thomas Larson, Big Book of Wooden Boat Restoration. So this also, just picked it up today. Goes through tools, materials, techniques, and pretty good book. This should have some great ideas and some techniques I am yet to master or yet to do that I'm going to need to work on Talitha. Okay, and last but not least, Larry Party's book. There's a number of Larry Party books, Lynn and Larry, that I would love to get. Some of them are very expensive. Lots are out of print. However, I've seen Amazon has Kindle versions of the book for much cheaper. So I think I'm going to buy 4 or 5 on Kindle. Here's a sample now of some of the Kindle books available, and taking a look on Kindle at some sample pages from one of his other books. Okay, so this book goes through the construction of Talitha. So this is an updated one, the 25th anniversary edition, so a bit more expensive. I'm glad I could find a hard copy paperback. It's got construction drawings, talks about everything from lofting through to laying the backbone and keel, assembling the backbone, the floors, which in his case were cast bronze, making patterns, doing the framing. He talks through pros and cons of different techniques, why he chose to do what he did, and basically this goes up to through planking the hull and all the way to framing the deck, stepping the mast, planking the transom, and building the rudder. So basically the hull and not the interior. Okay, so I also have bought some ebooks in the past, a number of them, to do a bit of research. This one I used to build the rudder, or at least get some ideas to build my rudder. It also goes through the mechanical systems of the boat. And because Talitha's done, and I was thinking about refinishing, a little bit of research on marine coatings, tools, and some techniques on how to refinish Talitha at least once she's seaworthy again and I get her back in the water. So some good techniques, especially if you're not big on woodworking and you do have a wood boat. This one I would recommend. Some of the stuff is common knowledge, and you could find this out in other ways by trolling through forums on the internet, but that is a bit harder than just having it in a book. A bit on caulking and deck repair, both needed on my yacht. The Rigger's Handbook I bought early, sort of researching the rigging, as a lot of the rigging is missing off Talitha, and I'm going to have to basically take the few bits that are there, do some measurements, research what was there. I have a new set of sails that were made for the rigging that was there, so I kind of need to keep the rigging very similar to what it was, although I don't have enough information to know exactly what it was. Originally, before Talitha, I was thinking about a gaff rig book, and that's a good one by John Leather, and also the Restoration Handbook, obviously since I am restoring a book. This one's about a complete refit of a fiberglass yacht, but lots of information that's still relevant to wooden boats or to anyone refitting and restoring a sailboat. This American style interior is probably what I'm going to end up doing. A lot of people refer to it as a Herreshoff interior, white with some natural wood.